And good afternoon, hello and welcome to everybody. Today we are doing a live playthrough of Era, the Medieval Age. Microphone is on. Please let me know if you can hear me and see me okay in the chat. As usual, chat windows are not working again. I'll get this fixed at some point, but it's the software. It's not me. It's supposed to be set up for automatic. That's working. Matt's here again. Yes, we are 3-player. We've literally just finished playing it. So we've learned how to play. We've just played it once. And now we're going to be playing it again, but at least this time we know how to play. So yeah, hopefully you can hear me and see me okay. I'm going to switch to the overhead view now that I've got the chat windows working. There we go. And again, the Facebook chat is not working here. If you're watching this on Facebook, please let me know. Matt's saying he can hear me and see me okay, which is good. But yeah, if you are watching this live on Facebook, drop a message into there as well. David can see us. Say hello, Paul and Arthur.
Hi. Hello, Paul and Arthur.
Right, Era, the Medieval Age. This is a game designed by Matt Leacock, published by Plan B Games. I think it's Plan B Games. Well, it's got Eggert Spiel on the box, because it's Eggert Spiel, Plan B, Next Move. They're all part of the same thing. I don't know. It's all a bit confusing. Anyway, Era, the Medieval Age, which is a game with lots of plastic pieces. It is essentially, if you know the old Matt Leacock game, Roll Through the Ages, it's very similar to that, but with lots of plastic pieces. It isn't a roll and write game anymore. It's moved away from that. It's a roll and then place plastic pieces on your grid. We will be, Adam's here as well. Hi Adam, thank you very much. We are going to be scoring at the end of the game. This is the score pad here. I'll put it on the camera, the main camera there. So we're going to be scoring points at the end of the game, but now that we've played it, I can give you an overview of what we're doing first, but I am then going to probably explain the rules as we go along, rather than just explaining all of the rules up front. Doing 3 live streams today. This is the second of the live streams. This is not a sponsored video at all. I've basically taken the day off from my paid work, thanks to the support of my Patreon campaign. So if you're watching this, you enjoy the videos that I make and you want to see more of them, then please consider supporting me on Patreon. The link is on screen there. Right, what are we trying to do? Well, we're trying to score points, okay? You will get points at the end of the game for constructing buildings. There's lots of different types of buildings. And there is a sheet here. I'm just going to zoom in on this sheet because this is your player screen. But a lot of the information that you need during the game is on this player screen. So these are the buildings you can build. It tells you the cost, which is mainly stone and wood. Sometimes it's trade goods. How many points those buildings are worth, and then what those buildings do. Okay, so these are the buildings that you're going to be building during the game. There are also some special buildings here which give you an end of game bonus. So they have no actual benefit during the game, whereas these do, but they will get you points at the end of the game. So there we go. That's roughly what we are doing. Now, one of the things is that you can build walls in this game as well. And a building is worth double its points at the end of the game if it is fully enclosed within a wall. So that is one particular strategy. The game ends, so we've divided the buildings into piles of each type of building. I think that's right. And these tracker markers here, we use 3 of them in a 3-player game. And whenever any of the piles is completely empty, not including walls, you flip one of these over. And that's an X rather than a plus. And at the end of a round in which all 3 have been flipped over, in other words, 3 of these piles are empty, that is the end of the game. And then we score. To set up the game, we start the game with, so you notice these player boards here. This is how many trade goods you've got, and we all start the game with 1. This is how much stone you've got, we all start with 2. This is how much wood you have, we all start with 3. And this is how much food you have, and we start with 4. We have 2 extra tracks here, which are culture, which is essentially victory points, and a disaster track, which is negative points at the end of the game. We also all start the game with a keep, which goes in the very center of the board. You have no choice of where that goes, but the keep will give you your first dice. It's a grey dice, which is a noble. And then you start the game with 3 longhouses, each of which gives you a peasant die. So you're going to start the game with 4 dice. They can go anywhere you want on your board. You also start with a farm that's going to give you 1 food income each round. And because we're playing a 3-player game, we start off with this scorched piece of earth, which is basically a block. It blocks off a little bit of the board. You wouldn't use that if you were playing a 4-player game. Seems a little bit like Tiny Town.
Do you know what?
Interesting.
I'm not going to put mine down.
Tiny Town, would you say it's like Tiny Town?
Not really.
Not sure, no.
No, I don't think. I didn't.
Apart from the buildings have shapes, other than
Yeah,
that.
I didn't feel it was anything like Tiny
No.
Towns.
There you go, Matt. Paul says you're wrong. So, secretly, we now all build our own little thing. I don't know why this needs to be secret.
No, nor do I. We've
Oh,
done
We've
ours.
done ours.
Oh, right, okay. So I have complete choice of freedom of where I go. In the last game that I've just played, I built a massive wall all the way round and tried to get double points for everything. And I did. Now, we haven't added up the scores from the last game because we had to put it away quickly. We did finish, but we haven't added the scores up. So I don't actually know whether that was a useful strategy or not. One of the things you want to bear in mind when you are placing your initial buildings is one of the disasters that can happen in the game is disease. And if you get disease, you're going to lose points for buildings that are adjacent to each other.
Yeah, which is why you
So-
had 17 and I had 3, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, you got a lot of disease in the last
Yeah.
game, didn't you? So
Well,
I'm
you
going to
build
try...
lots of stuff next to each
Yeah,
other
I
early
didn't
on.
realise, the downside of that.
Do we not start with any walls at all?
No,
I don't remember starting with any walls.
I don't remember. So,
Or did we?
did we? I can't remember.
Size 3
Yeah.
wall?
Yeah, we start the game with 3 walls, each of 4 units long. We did. Right, so 3 of these. We start the game with 3 of these. Right, now then. Am I going to go with... Because I might wall these in, but these are worth so few points. I'm not sure whether I want to bother. I'm going to go with something completely different than I did in the last game. I'm going to put that there, like that. Right. 3 times 4 square ones. Yes. Thank you, David. Done the setup, done that. Right, we got the starting things wrong. It's no trade goods, 1 stone, 2 wood,
Okay,
and 3 food.
so it's that
Pop all of those
diagonal
down by 1. We got the diagonals right.
Yeah.
We need to pick a start player, and the rules suggest you roll your grey die, and whoever rolls the highest,
Arthur.
because four shields beats
Yeah.
1 sword. Right, so you start with the black peg. That indicates the starting player. And now we're going to explain what happens. So the game is played in a series of rounds. Each round is divided into 6 particular phases, and we use the black marker on the starting player's board to track which phase we're in. The first phase is the roll phase. So what happens is we all put our screens in front of us and we roll all of our dice. Okay, now I'm going to put mine here so you might be able to see them.
I'm not going to re-roll at all.
Okay, now what happens now is if I've rolled any dice with a skull on it, which I have, that one there has a skull on it. In fact, if I zoom in a bit more, you can see what I'm doing just about. I'm going to move forward a little bit. There you go. You can just see what I've done. So some of the dice have skulls on. That has a skull and a wood and a build symbol. But if you roll a skull, you have to set that aside. Now I may, if I want to, re-roll any of these. And then you can do that another time. But anytime you roll a skull, you have to set it aside. You can't re-roll skulls. So I'm now having a look at these, having played it before, and I know a little bit about what I'm doing. And I'm going to keep that. And I am going to re-roll these 2. Yeah, I'm going to re-roll these 2. Because for me, at the moment, 1 skull is going to hurt me a little bit, but 2 skulls right now for me is not going to hurt me at all. Because a second skull means I get hit by disease and I have no connected buildings. So I'm kind of hoping I roll another skull, which I didn't. So I'm going to now re-roll I'm going to re-roll these 2 again. Remember, you get 2 re-rolls maximum. There we go. And I have rolled another skull. So that's going to go there. And then once we've done that, we all now reveal our screens so everybody can see. Yeah, let's do that. Right, if you can all put your dice at a point where people can see them. So, Paul, you need to put yours here. Okay, and that is all of our dice ready for the next stage. So if you move the little black peg on,
Income.
next stage is income. If you 2 want to do your income, and I'll explain what I'm doing. So basically you have these 4 resources, which is trade goods, stone, wood, and food. And every icon that you've rolled on your dice is what you get. So I have rolled 2 trade goods. I get that. I've rolled 1, 2, 3, 4 wood. 1, 2, 3, 4. You do have a maximum limit of each. I've rolled 3 food, so I get 3 food, and I haven't rolled any stone. Okay. Now, also in this step, which is called the collect step, every farm you have also generates 1 food. So we all have a farm, so we all get 1 more food. That is the end of the collect step. So now we move the peg on. Facebook is working. Excellent. Ian's here. Thank you for joining in, Ian.
Feed your workers.
The next step is feeding your workers, which is very simple. You have to spend 1 food for each worker you have. So I spend 4. If you don't have the food, you have to take these disaster points, which are essentially negative points at the end of the game. The next step is disasters. So if you move the peg on to the next one. So I've been hit by 2 schools, which is disease. So I move my peg 1 space forward on the disaster track for every connected building, which is none. It doesn't use connected, does it? What's the word it uses? Clustered.
Yeah.
Every clustered building is negative points. I have no clustered buildings, no negative points. Either of you 2 roll skulls?
Nope.
Okay, so that's that bit done. And next is build. So this is done in player order. So starting with Arthur, you have 2 build icons.
So I'll build 2 walls.
You can build 2
I'll
things.
build 2 walls. No, I'll build 1 wall and... No, I'll build 2 walls.
Okay, now walls are interesting. Every time you build a wall, it costs 1 stone, but you can have any wall you want. Some of the walls are these little small ones, and some of them are huge.
Guess which 2 I want.
You want the 2 big ones. You're going with what I did in the last game.
Correct. Hope they won't finish at negative points then.
And is that your 2 builds done?
It is, yeah.
Right, now I only have 1 build from this dice here, and let's have a look at what I can build, because I've got 6 wood. And I have a stone, and I have that, and I have that. Have I got 2 stone? I don't have 2 stone. Oh, that's a shame. Right, what am I going to do? 1 build. I kind of want to use some of the wood up. So... Can't build that. Can't build that. I'm trying to keep me trade goods. That's what I'm doing, because I want trade goods for other stuff. I think I'm going to build a lumber mill, which is going to give me extra wood. So I spend 3 wood, and I build a lumber mill, which is one of these. The lumber mill is worth 2 points. So I'm going to put it over. I'm going to put it over here. There you go. That is my 1 build done. Paul.
I have 2 builds.
Okay.
I'm going to build a wall. And I'm going to build a townhouse. So that's 3 stone total.
Yep. And a townhouse is one of these, and a townhouse gives you a blue dice, which is a burger.
Indeed. Give me a blue. Is that where I want to put that? Oh, where do I want to put that? There, I think.
Outside of the wall, right next to the scorched earth.
Yeah.
Charming location.
Obviously, place to put a townhouse.
Yeah.
Charming location.
And then step 6
Extortion.
is extortion. So at this point, we go from the starting player clockwise, and we count the number of swords that we have on our grey dice. Somebody just beeped. I don't know what it is.
Beeping.
So Arthur has no swords. I have no swords. Paul has no swords. So we skip that step, and that is it. You think it's your iPad. Anyway, we passed the black marker on. The game hasn't ended. Surprise, surprise. After round 1, so that moves to there, and then we go on to round 2. If you have any questions, please let me know in either of the chats. But we're going to crack on now, and I'm going to roll my dice so people can see what I'm doing. So my first roll is this, and I drew a skull, so I have to set that to one side. And now I'm looking to see what I rolled and what I need. So I'm actually going to keep this. But bearing in mind I wanted to build that, I think this is going to work. I'm actually not going to re-roll. Yeah, I'm not going to re-roll. So that's me set. We all done?
Yeah.
There we go. Right. So the next step is income. So I get 3 food plus 1 from my farm. That's 4 food. I get a wood from that. and I get a stone from that. This one is either 2 food or a stone, and I'm going to take the stone. Oh, and my lumber mill provides me with 2 extra wood. Yeah, 2 extra wood in the collect step. Scorched Earth Estates, says Matt. Yes, that's what it is. Right, we all done our income?
Yeah.
Feeding. I have 4.
Oh, I haven't done food. Okay.
Paul, you have 5 now.
Mm-hmm. I did it all.
You've done your feeding.
I did it all.
Okay, now it's disasters. So I have 1 skull. So 1 skull, according to the disaster board, is brigands. I either lose a resource or I move 1 point up on the disaster track. Well, I have plenty of wood, so I'm just going to lose a wood. Anybody else roll any skulls?
I got 2 skulls.
2 skulls, so disease.
But I got no
You got
clustered buildings.
No clustered building, so you're okay. Next, we go into the build step. I have 1 build, and I'm going to build a monastery. So a monastery costs 4 wood. It costs me 2 stone, and it costs me a trade good. But I am going to build a monastery, which is one of these, and I'm going to put it in the corner right here. And that will allow me, before my second roll, to set one of my dice. There we go. Paul.
Yeah, you saw how much use I got out of that in the last game, didn't you? Well, I'm going to build a church.
A church?
Pass me a church.
One of these, yeah. That gives you a white dice, which is a clergyman.
It does. And I'm going to build it outside the wall somewhere still, I think. Well, I've got a bit of room out there, like somewhere like that, maybe. Which gives me that one. And it's costing me 1 of them.
Costs you 1 trade good,
1 of them.
1 stone,
And 1 of them.
and 1 wood.
And then I've got 1 other build,
Okay.
which I guess is going to be a wall. There.
Which costs you a stone.
Which cost me 1 stone. My last stone.
Yeah, I don't have much stone.
Yeah.
Arthur.
Right, I've got 3 builds. I
Okay.
believe.
Could be in trouble, actually.
3. So I am going to
Already.
build
Well,
a church, which costs the
Business rank.
wood
So you're building a church as well.
and a stone.
So the church is interesting because it has a feather on the dice. And a feather is basically, you can re-roll that as along with any other dice, including a skull.
So that was 1 build. I'm going to build a townhouse, which costs. Oh, I haven't got 2 stone left. I can't build a townhouse. I'm going to build a longhouse, which gives me a peasant.
Yep, another peasant dice.
And I've got 1 build left. It's probably going to be a wall, therefore, because I don't think there's anything else I can afford.
Okay.
So a wall.
Which one would you like? Big one?
A big one, please. Yeah.
That's the biggest one we've got.
I'll do.
Right. So that's the build step done. You got these?
I have. Yep.
And then we go to the extortion step. So I have 3 swords.
I have no swords.
I have no swords.
Right, so what I can do is I can demand a good of somebody else, but they have to have it, and they either then give it to me or they lose 2 points. They move their disaster marker
Oh,
forward.
can you not demand one that I haven't got?
No.
Oh, I thought you could.
No, no, no.
That's why I was saying I was in trouble.
No. I mean, if you had trade goods, I'd be demanding the trade goods.
Yeah.
I'm going to demand from you some food. You going to give it me?
Yeah.
And Arthur, I'm going to demand that trade good.
I think you should have it.
Okay, thank you very much. And there you go. And that's how the player interaction bit of the game works. End of round 2. Paul's go. Roll our dice.
That's
Right.
not bad.
Well, I need some more dice. That's my plan for this turn. I've got another skull. Set that to one side. Now, what have I got here? Now, the advantage of the skull dice on the peasant dice is there is actually a build icon on there. So at least I can get to do 1 build. Although I want to do more.
I'll do.
Yeah.
That's actually,
Oh, I can set a dice before my second roll.
you can.
Aha. So,
Do you want to
I'm
re-roll that? Is there any other?
totally going to do that.
No, isn't it?
Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. But what am I going to set it to? Oh. And it's before your second roll. That's really interesting. Yeah, I'm going to change that to that. And then I'm actually not going to re-roll. So I'm done, I'm set. Yeah. Yeah, need more dice. I need to be building either a keep, a longhouse, a townhouse, or a church to get more dice. It's interesting because the game does have strategies in it because of what you choose to build. Right, income. So I get a wood plus another 2 for my lumber mill. I get 2 trade goods, and I get 4 stone. There you go. David says the number of times that I have used that feather and then rolled the skull. Yes. And then feeding of people.
Sorry, I haven't quite finished my income yet.
Oh, I forgot to get my 1 food for my farm. And then you can feed your people once you've
Yeah.
done that. So I'm down to 1 food.
Zero food.
And all the skulls.
Any disasters?
I've got 1
No.
skull.
I have 2 skulls, but that doesn't affect me because I have no clustered buildings
So 1 skull is lose a resource or
or 1 point.
1 point on there.
Okay, right. Building.
I have 2 builds. I'm going to build one of them,
A lumber mill.
a lumber mill in here somewhere. There, I think. And is that where I want to build it? Yeah, probably. Which is costing me 3 wood. And then I'm going to build. I think I'm going to build another townhouse
2 stone.
for 2 stone.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, let's put it down there somewhere.
Done.
Yeah.
Right, I've got 2 builds, but I haven't got enough resources to do 2 builds. So
Okay.
I will do a town.
You could just have two walls.
I could have, but I don't think there's so much time pressure on walls. I'm going to build a townhouse which costs 2 stone.
Townhouses are going quick. What's on the blue dice then that we haven't seen before? Oh, is it just trade goods?
Trade goods and books.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense. That's why it's blue. I see now the
Yeah.
colour. So I've got 1 build, and I really could do with some extra dice. And I quite like the idea of building a church, so I'm going to build a church. So 1 wood, 1 stone, 1 trade good. I'm going to build a church. Now churches are only worth 1 point, so I don't think. Why did I put them there? Oh, because I thought I was going to build a wall. Oh, silly me. So I'm going to put that there, right in the corner. Done. That's my 1 build. We've all built.
We've all built.
Okay, pass the thing on.
Hang on.
No. Oh, extortion.
Extortion.
You got any swords?
I got shields.
I've got 4 shields.
Yeah. No, we're fine.
Everybody's
Right.
got shields,
Yeah.
have
No extortion this turn.
they? Okay.
Do all the dice have skulls? I think so. Yeah.
Yellow ones do.
Yeah, there is a skull on each dice, on just one of the faces. Right, what have we got here? Okay, so again, I've rolled a skull, got to set that aside. Now, food is a problem for me this turn, because I need 4 food. I'm only getting 1, so I need at
Food's a
least 3
problem for
food.
me and all.
So I'm going to keep that. But, what do I want to do? I'm going to set this dice. I'm going to set that dice like that,
Keep those 2.
and I am going to
3.
keep... I'm going to keep these like this. So that's it for me. I'm set in. Oh, I forgot. I get a white dice.
Yeah, I'm gonna
I forgot to take my white dice. My
Yeah.
Ooh. So before I set that, what was it? Oh, let me know in the chat what my grey dice was. Thank you, John. Yeah, I just took it. But what was my grey dice before I set it to that? I think it was that. Because I might set that to that instead. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do.
I should have re-rolled that.
Is only one build, but
Yeah. I should probably re-roll that, you know. That's better.
Right.
yeah, I think I'm.
Income phase.
Yeah.
Are we on income phase?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
3 food, 1, 2, 3,
Two
plus the 1
wood.
for my farm.
1 stone.
Wood. 4 wood. 1,
Two
2,
of
3,
them.
4, plus the 2 for my lumber mill, but I can't store it. Should have re-rolled that. 2 points, 2 culture for my
food.
white dice.
7 food.
And done.
Feeding.
Feeding 5.
Right, I'm 1 short, so,
So you lose a point. Starvation.
lose a culture point or gain a.
Your
a
grey die
disaster
had
point.
3 things in a diagonal. Oh, did it? Okay. Yeah, but I thought I'd set it to that.
Well, you wouldn't set it to something with a skull
Well,
on,
I would
surely.
because I want 2 skulls.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think it was that. I think it was the 2 swords before, and then I chose to set it to that. But then I forgot I had my white dice, so I flipped that back and I set that one. I think that's right. Might have cheated. Who knows?
Okay, so
Yeah, I cocked up if I
disasters.
do that.
We've fed our people.
I fed mine.
I might need.
So mostly fed.
I
mine,
might need
be
to
accurate.
lose that 2 food and take a stone instead, because otherwise I can't build what I was planning to build because of that one.
And have you got enough to feed your people? Oh, because you rolled loads
Yeah,
of
yeah.
food. Right. So what's next?
Disasters.
Disasters. I have 2 skulls, so the disease again. My town just keeps
No,
getting hit by
fine, I'm
diseases,
fine.
but
But it's always confined to
yeah,
nowhere.
no.
Okay, building. Starting with me, I guess.
Yep.
I have 2 builds, and this time I've got loads of wood. So I think I'm going to build 2 lumber mills if there are 2. Is there anyone available?
There's only 1 lumber mill available, and that is one of the building piles emptied already. Wow.
Yeah. Which then causes me another problem.
And then for my
Because if I
second
do
build,
that-
I guess I'm going to build a longhouse. Oh, no, I could build a farm actually. Farm's probably
Yeah,
more
food's
urgent.
becoming a bit more of an issue, isn't it?
And that costs
1 food. Oh, sorry, 1 wood for a farm. They're really cheap.
Yeah.
Okay, I have 1 build, but with it, I'm going to build a hospital. So it costs me 6 wood and 1 trade good. And a hospital will protect all adjacent buildings from disease. I think that's going there. That's right. Yep, that's going there.
Oh, I forgot to get me 2 wood for me lumber mill. That'll help.
Try to keep these straight.
Right, is it me building?
Yep.
So I'm building a monastery with one of my 2 builds, which
that.
is costing me 4 wood, 2 stone, and 1 trade good.
Yep.
And I've got 1 build left, which I've got 1 wood, so I guess I'll be building a farm somewhere outside the wall. Actually, the way things are filling up, I might as well build it inside the wall, haven't I?
Don't forget to spend your wood.
Yeah, right. There we go.
And your monastery.
Yeah. Yeah, I need to. Oh, that counts as clustered. Okay,
And then extortion.
I got 1 sword.
I have 2.
I have none.
So
You've got 4 shields though.
Oh yeah.
So you're immune,
I can't.
and you don't extort from me,
Mhm.
but I extort from you.
So you do.
So I'll have a trade good, please. Cool. And then next round. Anybody need any extra dice? The
No.
things that they.
No, I don't think I do.
I did a dice audit a moment ago.
Yeah, no, that's okay.
Right. So I need to remember that I can set a dice before my second roll. So now. So this is the point where I can set a dice if I want to. And I am going to set that dice to that. So that's my setting
gonna
a dice done.
set.
And then which of these do I want to re-roll? Well, food's an issue, so I'm going to keep those two. I'm going to re-roll these two.
Does that get me a
Is that all right?
5,
I'm going to re-roll this one.
7?
Okay,
That's cutting it fine, isn't it?
that's me done.
Okay.
Right, do I want to re-roll this last dice? No.
So basically, I want 0 with that. I get 2 stone.
Hang on. We're on. We're ready. We're done.
Mm-hmm.
Reveal the dice,
Oh,
and then we do income. You're moving on without
sorry.
Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
2 culture,
2 wood.
4
5
food,
wood,
plus me 1. Get 2 wood for that,
2
for the lumber mill.
okay, so
And that's it.
wood, 4 wood.
I want to do that. Oh, I haven't got enough
More
stuff.
trade goods. And build. Okay, so
Are we all done with income?
income done.
So feeding,
Oh no, I've got more wood than that because I've got a lumber mill now.
Feeding?
I
Feeding,
fed it
yes.
balanced out basically.
I think I'm 1 short.
I got 7 and spent 7.
Never feed your workers. Okay.
right. Next, disasters. I have 1 disaster this time.
I have 2, but I've got no clustered buildings.
I am going to lose a wood for the brigands. Okay, and then building. So I have 2 builds. I think I'm going to build some walls while I still can. So I'm going to build 2 walls. I'm going to build these. Oh, cat's arrived. So 1,
I'm going to build.
2. Do I want to do that, or do I want to do that? Just gonna play around with what I'm planning to build in future. Okay, yeah. 1 and 2. There you go. Loki, come here. You've not been on camera yet today. Yep, they're Ziploc bags. You don't want to eat them. Come here.
That's me a church pool. That's cost me 1 of each.
In the church?
There you go.
He's
We've
got
got a church.
Say hello.
And I think I better have a farm, which is 1 wood.
What's that? So you're safe to join games. If Thor was here, Thor would be just playing with the pieces.
So you've done your builds, Paul?
Yeah.
Right, I have, I believe,
Well,
1
I paid
build.
for them. We've got to put 1 on somewhere, but
Where are you going?
I have 1 build. I'm going to build a market, which costs 1 wood and 4 trade goods.
So a market is one of those buildings which will score extra points at the end of the game for every empty orthogonally adjacent space. Yeah, if you're going to build a market, do not do what I did in the last game, which was completely surround it because I misread the rules. Oops.
Is that all building done?
I think that is all building done. I built 2 pieces
Must
of wall.
be extortion. Then.
Extortion. I have 2 swords.
I have 3 swords.
I've got shields. I set it.
So you steal something from me.
Have you got any stone?
Yes, I do.
That would be nice.
Yeah, go on. I can choose not to give it, and then I actually get negative 2 points, which is pretty harsh. Next round. Everybody got the right dice?
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't create any.
Oh no, I need 1 more white one.
Because you built another church.
Yeah.
Right.
Which means I'm rolling loads of feathers again.
Oh, nice.
Loads of
Interesting.
food.
I definitely don't want all of this stuff. So I get to set one of them first. So I'm going to set that one. It's a little bit of a risk, this, but I have a plan that I'm trying to stick to. And then I'm going to re-roll all of these because I
them.
desperately need food.
Okay.
Oh, food. So I'm going to keep that.
Yeah, that'll do.
Now, what was my plan? My plan was to build that. So I'm going to need lots of stone. How do you get stone? It's just on the peasant dice?
Yeah,
I think so. Oh, there's stone on the blue dice as well.
The blue dice has got some stone on. I should have built one of those. But you need stone to build the townhouse to get the bonus. Yeah. I definitely don't want that. So that's going to get re-rolled. I'm going to keep that. And I am going to... What am I going to do with this? I think I'm going to keep that as well. So I'm just re-rolling this one in the hope that I get some stone. Okay, right, I'm done.
Right.
Reveal.
Income.
2
stone.
I get 5 wood in total, which puts me up to the max. I get 1 stone. I get 1, 2, 3, 4 food. And I get 2 culture points.
And 1 for the lumber mill.
Yeah, this is not ideal.
And 2 for the farms.
No, this is not ideal at all.
And a trade good.
Oh dear, that grey dice is useless. Just going to straighten these a bit, just so it looks nice. There we go.
Yeah, keeping not enough. Oh, I've got me 2 wood for the thing. Still not enough.
Okay, are we all done our income?
Yep.
So feeding, I'm a point short. So somebody starves.
As am I.
I've done mine.
Okay. And what's next?
Um,
Disasters?
yeah,
I have 1.
I have
I'm
1.
going to lose a wood.
I have 1. I'm gonna lose a wood.
And then building.
Yeah, I haven't
Oh,
figured
I've got
out.
no building points. Oops. I can't build. I didn't get any hammers.
Yeah, I got 3 hammers.
Can I borrow one?
No, but Paul first, I believe.
Yep. So for those of you who have played this in the chat, let me know what your scores are. Let me know what a good score is.
Well, I think I better spend 1 stone to build a bit of wall somewhere.
I guess I could add up. Since I'm not building, I can add up the scores from the previous game while we're waiting.
And
Interesting enough, I've got a positive score.
4, 2. I've already built one of them. Nothing gets me stone, does it? That's quite annoying.
You can always nick it.
Yeah, I might just. I might just build another bit of wall.
Okay, do you want to know the scores from the previous game?
Go on, hit us with bad news.
So in first place, Paul with 79.
Yeah.
Paul. Second place, me, that Paul. Second place, me with 63.
And I got about 10.
You got 10.
It was a minus 17, didn't it?
The minus 17
Not completing the wall.
knocked the 27 down to 10. Yes. But yeah, that was the scores from the previous game. So 79 was the winning score in the previous game.
So you're done, Paul, correct?
I'm done.
Right, I'm going.
I have no builds.
I've
So
got 3 builds.
Yep.
1, 2, 3. So I'm going to build 2 walls, which cost 2 stone. So I have a little one and a longest one available. Which is one of these, isn't it?
Yep.
And then what have I got left? I've got one. That's 2 builds. I've got 1 build left, and I've got loads of wood.
Yeah, I've got loads of wood. Didn't have
But
enough
maybe I'll
stone to do
build a
what I wanted
church.
though.
yeah, that's yeah.
No,
Limit of 8
I'll
wood.
build a church, which is the last. of
Ah,
the
so that's the
ones.
last church. So 2 of the piles are empty. The game could end next turn.
Could.
If somebody built a monastery, the game would end next turn. I don't know if I'm happy with that.
No, I don't know if I am either.
It gives me a white dice.
Are we still transmitting? I think we're still transmitting. I think
Oh,
we're
that's
still
interesting.
going out.
There don't seem to be enough white dice for the white build. Oh, they don't all give you. They don't all give you.
No, only the
Okay,
clergies.
only the clergy,
Only the
okay,
churches.
churches, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So to keep the chat out, high solo score 81, played a 3-player game and the highest score in that was 45. And YT Browser is saying you're playing this tonight with the mini expansion. I didn't know there was a mini expansion. Okay, I need to look into that. Right, where are we? We've done builds.
Yeah.
Extortion. You got 3 swords.
I have.
I've only got 2. What would you like?
I would like stone, please.
Oh,
I did my usual trick and set 4 shields.
go on then. I don't want to lose 2 points. No, hang on. I'm going to lose the 2 points. You're not having
So I
the stone.
don't get the stone.
You don't get the stone, and I lose 2
It's
points.
interesting. I spent both games using my set the dice to set 4 shields, but with only 1 grey dice each, I might as well set it to 3 swords. And if nobody else,
Yeah.
yeah,
why are you setting it to 4
because
shields?
nobody else is. Well, I don't know, because that's
Yeah,
what I
yeah,
got in the
yeah.
habit of doing, and I've just realised it was probably not the best plan
Yeah,
Yeah, no one else.
unless
can.
someone took a second grey dice.
that's true. Right, Arthur is now the start player. Off we go again. So I'm in need of. I need stone. Desperately need stone and food. Aha. Well, there's that, and there's that, and there's that. Okay.
Yeah.
So. Oh, but I wanted that for the other thing.
So I'm going to re-roll that one.
This is interesting.
That one.
Which one do we want to set?
Okay. So
I'm going to set that. I'm going to take a risk. So I've set that to that. And then I'm going to re-roll. I definitely don't need that. So I'm going to re-roll these 2. I'm keeping those 2. And I'm going to re-roll these 2. This is my first re-roll. Okay. Don't want either of those. So I'm going to re-roll both of these again. That's accidentally got knocked, and it was
that's
that.
just got knocked, and I can't remember what it was.
Right, that's me. I'm set. That's actually not bad. I think we're doing the swords right. I mean, if we're doing the swords wrong, David would have told us. But yeah, you can only extort from people who have fewer swords than you, but the shields trump the swords. But they're only in defence. Rulebook was pretty good for those people who were interested.
So
Revealing.
5.
You guys have got so many
9.
dice. Are we incoming?
We are now
Yeah.
incoming. Yes.
9.
So I get 2 culture,
So let's dual trade.
4 stone. I get 2 lumber for my thing, but I can only have 1. And I get 1, 2, 3, 4 food.
3 stone.
1, 2.
And then unfortunately,
And I get
feeding my
2
people,
wood
I'm
from
1
my
short.
lumber mill. I get
1
1 book.
stone.
So tell me about this mini expansion. Where can I get it? Is it a physical expansion or a print and play?
I should have re-rolled that, shouldn't I? Because I can't take that. Never mind.
2 wood.
It's daft.
So the extortion's not going to
Right.
happen this turn.
Now I'm woefully short of food this turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2. Oh, 8, I think. Yeah, and I've only got 4, so I'm 4 food short.
So 4 more disaster points. Paul, you need to feed your people. We've got 8.
8. Yeah.
So down to 1. Right, okay. So now we move on to disasters. I have 1 disaster, so I'll lose a wood.
I
We're not building.
have
Disasters are first.
3.
Okay.
I have 3 disasters.
I have 1.
3 disasters is treachery. Opponents scorch an unwalled area. Now we've not had that before. So let's just look up, see exactly what happens.
We haven't, have we?
From the supply, give a scorched area to each of your opponents. They must add it to their domain. What?
What?
Oh, excellent.
Oh, it hurts us. Now, if I'd have realised that, I'd have been playing for 3 schools. If there are no scorched areas left in the supply, there is no effect. Must be placed outside a walled area.
And what if you can't?
You don't.
Okay. that's
If
fine.
you do not have any open space in your domain to place a scorched area,
I can anyway, but
you must remove buildings, but never walls or keeps, until you can place it. Return any buildings this way to the game box.
But do any of us have a walled area?
no,
No.
so it can go anywhere.
Well, I didn't realise that.
No, nor did
So
I.
3 treachery actually hurts. Is good for you and hurts the other
Yeah,
players.
it's really bad for us because it's filling in spaces I can't
well,
make building.
except you're probably not.
Here's a
gonna
question I
build
couldn't
it.
find in the rule book: is
Yeah.
does the keep count as a wall? Because it's grey,
Oh, I didn't get my.
and I was thinking that the keep
I've assumed not.
thematically
but
should count
thematically,
as a
yeah.
wall, but I don't know if it does. You got the expansion from the official Eggertspiel website. David's playing it solo at the moment. Haven't heard anything wrong. It's called Collector Set number 1 for the expansion. Okay, I'll look into that. But yes, David, does the keep count as a wall? Right.
Building.
Building. Oh, I
Right.
have no building.
I have
one.
stupid. I have 5 builds.
Oh, and I just realised I didn't take one of my stone. I need one more stone than I took.
no.
However, I'm going to build 2 walls.
That's no buildings for 2 turns on the
So
run.
can I have a long bit of wall?
Oh dear. Please don't build a monastery.
No, I'm building a cathedral.
Oh, that's all right.
And I need. I'm not sure, that might be
A
shorter.
3-bit? Yeah, it's a 3-bit.
So that's now
There you go. You now have a nice enclosed walled area.
And I have got many builds left, but only wood.
I don't know actually if
Well,
that's
and
what I
trade
want to build.
You can build longhouses
How
or
many
farms.
builds have I got? 1,
But the problem is longhouses are going to give you dice, which is people that you can't feed.
3, 4, 5, 6. I've got 4 builds left.
4 farms.
That would not be a bad idea, I have to say. 4 builds left.
Yeah, the disaster track has aggressive abilities, as we have just found out. So 4 skulls is fire, which is bad for you. 5 skulls is attack. Each of your opponents must remove an unwalled building.
Yeah, so you're actually better off building the walls. If you're going to build a wall area, build it as soon as possible.
Yeah. So 3 and 5 skulls is good for you. You hurt the other people.
Yeah.
Right, and I'll build 1 more build left. I've got wood and trade goods,
Look at all these farms. Suddenly popped up outside the
but-
town.
but not quite enough trade goods. Oh, actually, yeah, I'll tell you what, I'll build. Is there a hospital left? There is.
There is.
So I'll build 1 less farm. Just give me a wood back. I'll spend 6 wood and 1 trades good.
Right.
Build
Well, I have no
hospital.
builds, so I'm done.
I think I'm actually going to build a university.
You've got 1 build.
Let's just see where I can fit it. Because
You
my
got
plan's gone all to cock.
3, 3 and 3.
Oh, I've got the stuff. I'm just seeing whether that... Because I was going to build a cathedral,
Yeah.
but that whole...
Cathedral's good.
Putting
for you.
that in there has
It's-
just cocked up my whole layout plan.
Very sad.
So I think what I'm going to do is put... that's clustered then, no? And then that's clustered there. And that's clustered...
It's not much clustered though.
It's not much clustered.
Empty's
is it?
relatively small. Same with you.
Yeah, all right. Let's build that one there. So that's
3 stone,
3 stone.
3 wood, and 3 trade goods.
Yeah.
Okay. We all done?
Yeah.
Extortion. Nothing happens.
Yeah.
3 swords, 4 shields. Right. So I'm the start player. Which has the black start peg of start playeriness. And I need a build. I desperately need a build this turn. Or 2. Okay. Well, there are 2 builds. And there's a skull. I've got 3 skulls already. So 3 skulls is... it's going to mess up the other people. I mean, they shouldn't know that I've got 3 skulls. I can set a dice. So this is 2 builds. That's going to be that, and that's going to be that. What else do I want to build?
So that's going to be 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so that's going to fit in there. Okay. So what am I setting? Oops.
Definitely don't need that. And I do not need that. But I don't want 4 skulls. 4 skulls is bad. Although actually, at this stage in the game, it's not that bad. No, I'm going to keep that. And I'm just going to re-roll this one. Okay, so I am going to re-roll this.
5, 6.
Oh, wow. There we go.
Yeah, so
Lols.
5, 6, 7, 8. That's 1 short. That's 1 short.
Oh, dear. I believe that the keep is considered a building which is itself walled and can be used to extend a wall. There we go.
So what's the situation if you're food short?
1 point for each one you're short.
One orange.
One,
Okay,
yeah,
that's
one of
fine.
these negative point things.
That's fine. I'll go with that then.
Are we revealing? I have 5 skulls on 5 dice,
I have one.
and I didn't set any of them.
So that stands for attack.
Yeah, I got to 4, and then I re-rolled
What's
the other
that
one and
doing?
got 5. I'm going to kill you all. Each of your opponents must remove an unwalled building of their choice and return it to the box.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can live with
It was
that.
more I didn't want 4 skulls.
So
Right,
are we on income?
income. I get 2 wood for my lumber mill, plus another 3, plus,
So
overflowing with wood.
So
I
I'm
get 2
one
trade
short on the
goods.
food, so I get one of them.
2 culture, and that is it. But I have 3 builds,
I'm getting
which is absolutely essential for what I'm planning to
2
do.
of them. I'm getting 2 of them. I'm getting 4 of them.
Oh,
Getting 2 of them.
oh, I got no food. 1 food for my farm, and then I need, so I lose 4 points. Oh dear.
I had to lose a point.
Yeah, I lost 4. Oops.
That's stone. Right, then I 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm 1 food short.
You start player, you are.
Okay, so feeding, we've done the feeding. Disasters. I have 5 disasters.
I have 3.
So each of your opponents must remove an unwalled building of their choice. Return it to the box.
Is that a building?
So
Good,
I
I need
goes
space.
out of the game. And then you've got 3 skulls. Have you got any skulls?
Yeah,
One.
one, I've done it.
So treachery.
Yeah, 3 skulls. So who chooses where it goes?
I think we do. Yeah, they must add it to their domain.
Oh, right.
I just made space for it.
Oh, well done.
It could have gone in there anyway.
Yeah, okay.
Building. I have 3 builds. My first
Actually, I might
build.
put it in there. Because that might be better for me. Because I can put the farm back out there if I
My
want.
first build is going to be 1 stone to put that there. Oh, don't put it upside down. Put that there. My second build is going to use 3 trade goods, 3 stone, and 3 wood to build the second university, which triggers the end of the game, which goes in there.
Oh, does it? That's
Yeah.
really annoying.
And then my third build, what can I do for 5 wood and 2 trade goods that's worth some points? I'm just short of another hospital. That's worth 1. Can I build that? I could build a lumber mill. That would be worth 2. Can I build a market? Nope, can't build a market. Can I build that? No. Can I build... Oh no, I'm just short of that. I think after all that, it's going to be a lumber mill. Oh, there's no lumber mills. So it actually doesn't matter what I'm going to build. So I will just build a farm. Why not?
So what's the end game?
Done.
So what we is this is this our last
This is the last
action?
round. Yeah.
That's a solid.
If at the end of the round 3 of the things have been flicked over,
We don't get an extra turn, extra
no,
round.
not as far as I know,
No, that's all right. Just checking.
the game is over. Follow the rules for a game end.
Well, that's really annoying.
So you're done.
No, I haven't done anything.
Has Paul finished?
He's
his build?
finished, but I was going to build, but I needed 2 more rounds, so now I don't know what I'm doing.
Oh,
Yeah, I
okay.
built 1, 2. I built 3 things. There is an official
So I
play map
get-
on the Eggert Spiel site. You're going to rewind to the start to see setup. Okay, cool.
Five wood and 2 stone. Yeah, I got right. I better probably build one of them then.
What's that then? Guildhall.
Yeah. Seeing as I'm 1 short from my cathedral, which is really annoying. I could have actually done that as well. So what did we say? Oh, but then I'm using stuff that...
That would be 5 wood and 2 stone. And it means all of your stuff at the end of the game is worth... All your resources at the end of the game are worth twice.
Yeah.
Worth... Count as double. Not count as double, no. They're worth points because they're
Yeah.
normally not worth points.
Yeah.
Any more builds, Paul? Or is that it?
No, that's it. Oh, I got one more, but I don't think there's anything... Oh.
Build a longhouse. Or build a farm. It's worth a point.
I'm on my... Have I got points? I haven't got my cathedral built, so... I might as well build the
Oh,
farm.
well, you got... Yeah, it's 1 wood for 1 point. And
Yeah,
1 wood would
exactly.
be
That's
1
what I'm
point.
saying.
Yeah, it's not worth you building anything.
But because I haven't got the thing that gets me 4 dice, I can't get any books. Yeah,
Okay. Arthur. Builds?
Okay, yes, I am going to build. I've got 3 builds, but I probably can't use all of them. I'm going to build a monastery, which I
That's
believe
the
is
last
on there.
monastery,
Yeah,
yeah.
which costs 4 wood. Leaves me no wood. 2 stone. Leaves me no stone. And a trade good. And I'm going to put that in here. Oh no, I don't want to put it in there.
Oh, you got your walls done as well.
Well,
yeah,
it'll
you've won
screw
this
up
by
my
miles.
market.
Oh yeah, you mark it.
So maybe I have to put it outside the walls.
Yeah, but it's worth.
It'd be worth an extra 4 points to put it inside the walls.
Yeah, but you'll probably lose 1 point for the market.
Will I?
Maybe 2.
It says 1 per effect. I don't know what that means.
1 per empty space. So the market could be worth up to 8.
And so it would knock out 2 spaces.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's still worth it.
But is that also doubled?
Yeah. Oh no.
So the extra effect isn't doubled.
No.
Right.
Oh, then I will build it inside.
Yeah.
there. Actually, I'll build it there.
In fact, there's fine. That's not even adjacent to it
Yeah, that's interesting.
at all. There we go.
I
How are
would-
we all done?
Yeah, it's interesting how I didn't get the walls nearly finished. Should obviously.
Okay.
I don't know whether we played too long or what last time. How did we end up getting such long
I didn't build
walls?
any walls last time.
That's why. Okay.
and that's why I suffered.
Yeah.
That's why I did use. I suffered such a awful.
Okay,
awful
right.
score.
So points for keeps. We each have 1 keep, but whose is surrounded by a wall? Arthur.
Mine.
So yours is worth 2 points.
Yeah.
Let's put this on screen
So
so
you,
people
you
can
want us
see.
to give you the double points, yeah? Well, I'm the only one. I don't know if
Longhouses. So I've got 3 longhouses, none of which are surrounded by walls.
3.
You've got 3.
I've got 4 surrounded, so 8 there.
8. You've already got as many points as you got in the last game.
Well, now I'm doing this time.
Townhouses. I have no
Sort of.
townhouses.
I have 2.
2, neither of which are in walls. You have 1 townhouse which is surrounded by a wall, I believe, in the corner.
I have.
Churches. I've got 1.
I've got 2
I've got 2.
walls surrounded.
So 4.
Mm-hmm.
Farms. I have 2.
I have 3, 1 inside and 2
So
outside.
that's 4 points.
2.
2. Lumber mills.
1.
So 1 lumber mill at 2 points.
1 lumber mill at 4.
Okay.
Where else have I been using the
Hospitals.
lumber
So
mill?
my hospital is surrounded, so it's worth 6. No hospitals there.
I have a surrounded hospital for
So 6. Monasteries. I have a surrounded monastery. That's 8.
I have a surrounded monastery, 8.
8. Paul, you got 1 monastery.
Yeah, sorry.
Markets.
I have 1 surrounded market
So that's 4.
with all 3 spaces.
We'll
None.
do that in a minute. Guild halls. You've got a guild hall.
Yep.
No guild hall over there. University. I have a university which is surrounded.
I have a university which isn't.
And then cathedral.
Nope.
Nobody built one.
No, that's frustrating.
0, 0, 0.
1
Market
trade
bonus.
good off.
How many for your market bonus?
Well, I've got 8 empty spaces,
So 8.
so 16. Oh, no, it's not double, is
No.
it?
Guild hall bonus.
Guildhall bonus is
11?
5, 9, 10, 11, yeah.
University bonus for me is 10. Your university bonus is
7.
7. Cathedral bonus is 0. Culture. I have 10.
7.
So the most culture goes to me. So 5. And the most walled area will go to Arthur for 10. And then disaster points, I'm at -8.
And -9.
Minus 4.
Okay, let's add them up. 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 15, 23, 31, 41, 51, 56. -8 is 48.
That's a lot lower than last time.
It is.
Didn't get the wall finished.
1, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 16, 19, 23, 34, 41, 48, 44. 2, 10, 12, 16, 20, 24, 30, 38, 42, 50, 60, 51. A much closer game,
Yeah.
but Arthur takes it with 51 to 48 to 44. Those scores are definitely much more like what David was saying.
Yeah, I think it's because Arthur didn't build any walls, so I was expecting to get more walls built.
Right.
But because Arthur built more this turn, the longer ones all didn't distribute as well.
Well,
Yeah.
I grabbed 2 of
So I
them.
should have built a smaller
Did you
area.
give me my 5 culture points?
I did not.
Ah.
You got 5 culture points as well, so 56. Easy victory then. So
Huge
56, 48, 44. And there you go, we're done. Now, because this was not a sponsored video, I can say what I want about the game. I quite like it.
I quite like it.
I wasn't expecting to like this based on what I'd heard about it.
And it made me think of comments Arthur made about Roman Roll, about needing pieces and not wanting to do it as a
Yeah.
roll and write.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, well, this is actually what you would do with Roman Roll if you didn't use a piece of paper.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
I think it was you that said that, wasn't it?
A couple of people have said that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. This bit is very much like Roman Roll,
Yeah.
but with the pegs and
Yeah,
obviously
yeah.
the production. Obviously, for this, it needed. A few people have said this game is overproduced.
No, I don't think it is.
Well, so for me, the definition of overproduced is it could have been this, but they've made it better than it could have been by spending more money on it. How could you have done this?
You couldn't.
Well, no, it's got to be plastic bits
gotta
in
be,
holes.
yeah.
So, sure, these didn't have to be moulded. This could have been a 2x2 Lego block or 2x1 Lego block. You know, it could have been.
They would have been more expensive if it was a
probably
2x1 Lego block.
The fact that each one is individually moulded, I quite like. If it was just, you know, bits of plastic with holes in the
and
bottom.
it's a nice game.
Yeah.
Actually, there's a lot of ways to go.
There is. That's what I'm saying.
If I'd finished my wall, I'd have done really well, which I did last time. This was a bit of a shock.
Yeah. Well, it was a shock to all of us.
As it happened, it didn't matter because I had the space.
Didn't matter to me at all.
But once everyone starts taking walls, you obviously need. If you're gonna, you either need to concentrate on walls to do a big one and not build much inside.
Yeah.
In which case, then what's the point?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's kind of probably about the optimum size with 3 players.
Yeah, I mean, I deliberately built it smaller this
And
time.
I'm going to zoom in on the winning city.
It was a massive blow not to be able to
There
build
we
my
go.
cathedral in the last round.
Yeah. So there we go. So, yeah.
And
There's
also-
nothing connected apart from the things adjacent to the hospital.
Yeah.
There's nothing. Yeah.
I also realised I wasn't taking as much wood as I should have been. I didn't realise it give you 2 wood. I was taking 1.
But you were taking 1. Yeah, it gives you 2.
Mind you, it's very late in the game I built it, I think. So.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
So there we go. That is the winning city, and you can see the points. The points there. So 56 is the winning score, and that's everything. So we're going to pack up now, and we're going to go for curry, get some food, and then we'll be back in 2 hours ish, about 2 hours, for Railroad Evolution, which is the expansion to Railroad Revolution. And as I mentioned at the start, this video is not sponsored. So all the videos I'm creating today, basically taking a day off work, is only possible due to the Patreon campaign. So if you like the videos, want to support me on Patreon, win a copy of Caelus this month, is the prize for this month. And yeah, that's about everything. So thank you very much to those people who are joining in the chat. Thank you for you two again for joining me. Rick's going to be around. We're going to be 4-player Railroad Revolution tonight. And I think that's everything. So yes, if you're watching this afterwards, thank you again. Leave any comments in the show notes. And I'll see you in a couple of hours. Cheers all. Gaming Rules is proudly sponsored by Game Toppers, upgrading your gaming experience. Visit GameToppersLLC.com.